The Bears win at Soldier Field, 27-3 in the third preseason game, and the offense and the defense, they shine brightly on the lakefront.
The offense looked really, really good, Hoodrow. To sit there and watch Caleb struggle early, which he did, then have them make a couple really good defensive plays, the Bengals, which they did. The pass breakup on the slant to DJ Moore I thought was just outstanding coverage. Get a hand in there and knock it away. And then to see Caleb, the one to Roma Dunze in the back of the end zone, which I don't know why there's multiple lines back there. I've not seen that before at Soldier Field, but he ends up thinking one line is the end zone. Sorry, that's not the line. You're out of bounds. He was too far deep. The throw was sensational. The evasiveness, sensational. But the throws to Tyler Scott, pass interference, and the throw to Rome Odunze off of one leg was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm seeing this kid just continue to take steps. He's not there yet. That's what training camp is for. But, again, we've got a real live quarterback. Anybody that watches him play and compares it to what has been here in the past several years cannot look at Caleb and go, I wish we would have stayed with one of the other guys. That's not a fact.
Well, one of the things that was my takeaway from the Bears' 27-3 victory against Cincinnati, from Caleb Williams' standpoint, is that Caleb Williams showcased to me, Cap, everything that we could see in his first season as a quarterback. And that is a mixed bag. Because many coaches around the NFL, after the first couple of 3-and-outs, would have said, all right, that's all. But what happened is Matt Eberflus said, you're against the twos. You're against the threes. And Caleb Williams, the offense, stayed back out there. It reminded me a little bit of Russell Wilson with Denver, in which the head coach said, yeah, you think you're going to put your ball cap on. That's not enough. Get back out there. I want more. I'm glad that Caleb Williams is out there for the half because there was some unfinished business there early. What I'm telling you is that for all the great things that we saw, from the nice tight window throw to Cole Kmet, to the way he was able to spin out of the pocket to get down the field, for him to run for a touchdown, all the things that we saw. What I would tell you is that what we saw is exactly what we're going to see from Caleb Williams. There's going to be some good, and there's going to be some learning in there with Caleb Williams as well.
Look, he's a guy.
Is that fair or not?
It is 100% fair. And as you and I stood at practice last week, was that 2 weeks ago already? Yeah, 2 weeks. We weren't there last week. As you stood on the sideline and you watched him go through all of his drills and make all of his throws, he's a highly competitive dude, man. And so I'm reading some people who obviously wanted to keep Justin, so there's an agenda there. Well, did you see him hanging his head? Did you see him this? He missed that throw. He's never going to be 30 for 30 for 974 yards and 16 touchdowns. That's just not reality.
Right.
He's a young kid. He's developing, but his skill set that he puts on display when you least expect it, whether it's the spin move, and what I loved was Tevin Jenkins getting out front, waving his arm like, let's go, come on. And he's waving, and Caleb follows him, and nobody, especially in the preseason game, wants 320-pound Tevin Jenkins running him over, and so he was able to navigate his way into the end zone with Caleb right behind him. But to watch Caleb, here comes a DN, he able to roll away and then hit Odunze in the back of the end zone. Yes, it didn't count because Rome was like a foot too far. That's fine. It's the throw. It's the evasiveness. It's the decisiveness. The throw to Tyler Scott where there's pass interference was a perfectly thrown ball. The throw to Rome Odunze, perfectly thrown ball. The slant I talked about earlier to DJ Moore, perfectly thrown ball, just well defended. So, again, there are things he'll put the tape on and go, I missed Odunze deep early. I got to find him. But he had a read in mind. He had a decision to make, and he did. This kid is such a massive upgrade, it's not even funny. And then I watched the Steelers game on Saturday night, and I see the same old things that plagued Justin here, plaguing him there. So this is a massive upgrade, and people need to get on board with the ups and the downs. Wouldn't you agree?
No, there's no question about that, Cap. And the plays that you're talking about are back-to-back. That pitch to Rome for the first down was wonderful, and that big throw to Tyler Scott. Do you know what that does for Tyler Scott? I mean, this is not where it's not like Tyler Scott's on the precipice of being cut. It's just that he wants to be involved. We've talked so much about Odunze and Allen and the other wide receivers on this football team, DJ Moore. But Tyler Scott also wants to be able to eat as well, and he can in this offense. Hell, I like that he was able to get involved because that was a big-time catch for Tyler Scott on that pass interference. And by the way, Caleb Williams already knows this, I think, from college, but I think he'll know this even more so in the pros. Hey, man, take your shots down the field because more times than not, the referees are going to be on your side. It's an offensive league, Cap. As much as we love both sides of the football, it's an offensive league. Caleb Williams, if he has the time to throw a rainbow to one of his receivers, it could be pass interference. You can get some big-time yardage that way. And so what we saw is, I thought, some football instincts. Again, guys, I know it's against the 2s and the 3s against the Cincinnati Bengals, but here's the thing that we have to take solace in. Cap, Caleb doesn't know if it's the 1s, the 2s, or the 3s. It's his first time in the National Football League. So it's not like, well, he struggled to get Cap. They're all NFL players.
Yes.
Or want to be NFL players. So I'm only bringing it up because we know it, because we know the depth charts of Cincinnati. But for Caleb Williams, as you just laid out, there's going to be some growing pains and there's going to be some positives. And the things that he did positively really was able to shine brightly. And then the things like, taking a sack or, first and 15, he's got to let the ball go, Cap. Some of those fields instincts that we saw Saturday, we saw with Caleb Williams. But he has to understand, hey, man, this ain't college where you get 5 or 6 seconds to throw. 2.5 seconds or less, get that ball out. He'll learn. Or he'll perish.
Will learn, and I guarantee you, Shane Waldron, Kerry Joseph, Ryan Griffin, all the guys in that quarterback room are going to sit him down and go, okay, put the tape on. Do we got to be better here? Love what you did there. You can't hold it here. But the interesting thing is his evasiveness.
Yes.
Like, we knew Justin could run the football. This dude he may not be the great athlete that Justin is, but man, oh man, is he evasive out there.
Okay, now, Cap, let's get to week 1 against Tennessee. Again, we see what we see here in the preseason. I like his ability to slip away from the pass rush and to be able to throw on the run. That's good. Again, you have very limited time with some of the best defensive players in the league. And the question is, and we're going to have it answered, how does Caleb handle that pressure? How does he handle it? He was slippery against the Bengals, sure. But how does he handle that? And those are things that we're going to have to find out. The throwing ability, the escapability, the instincts are there. But we have to find out as he goes through his first year in the league, how will he be able to handle a heavy pass rush from many teams in the league?
And they're going to face teams that can get after you in a big way. Jeffrey Simmons is coming to eat now on the 8th of September at Soldier Field.
Oh, yeah.
He's already talked about it, about getting after Caleb. He better understand every week, I don't care how bad you are as a team, every team has some guy or multiple that are coming to inflict as much pain on you as they can. So I think he's ready for it. I think he's going to be a hell of a football player. Abdallah made a great point when he was in for you on Friday, and I think he's right. I don't think they're going to play the starters on Thursday, and I'm not advocating that the starters are out there playing a whole half like we saw the other day, which, by the way, shout out Matt Eberflus, because Ryan Poles even said on the interview on TV, hey, that was not the plan. We were done at the end of one quarter, and hats off to our head coach who said, I don't like what I've seen so far. We need more work, and he kept them out there. I loved it, but Abdallah made a really good point. Thursday, since it's not Sunday to Thursday, but it's close. It's Saturday to Thursday. Have him go through the warm-up like he's starting. Have him go through everything, go out there, start the game, and hand it off 3 times. Just so you understand what a quick turnaround is in the National Football League, because later this year, his rookie season, the Bears play on Sunday night or Sunday day game. Thursday night football, I believe, is a Thanksgiving game. And I think just prior to that is a Monday. I think it goes Monday, Sunday, Thursday. They play like 3 games in 10 or 11 days.
Yeah.
So let him understand what that feels like. He may not play the whole game, but just have him hand it off and then see you later, baseball hat.
And rightfully so. I'm glad he was out there. There's so many coaches, Cap, that would have said, oh, it's just not working out. We'll just look at the film. And Matt Eberflus said, no, I want him to go away with a good enough experience, more positive than negatives. And he's a rookie quarterback, Cap. You cannot, I don't know what it is about this league. We just put diapers and a pacifier in all these players because you're so concerned about injury, so concerned. I understand that injury's part of it, Cap, but you can get injured just walking off the field. Anything could happen. It was good for Caleb Williams and some of the ones to be out there just to get the rhythm, just to have the feeling. It was not good early. It wasn't boo birds, but there was some moans and groans from the Soldier Field faithful, the Bear faithful out there, because the offense wasn't moving. It was in neutral. And then it started cooking with the running game, and finally they got into the end zone. But that's a good feeling. I think Caleb has a lot more good takeaways than bad after that game on Saturday.
Now here's the question. Did Khalil Herbert, who ran the ball really well, did he increase his trade value? Did he solidify his spot on the roster? Because we didn't see Swift. We haven't been seeing Roschon Johnson. He's been banged up. Those guys are making the football team. So is Herbert your 2? Is he your 3? He's certainly not your 1. When you and I talked to Ryan Poles up at Hallis, he said, yeah, one of my pleasant surprises, and I knew how good he was when we signed him, is DeAndre Swift. So he's locked in as RB1. What do you do with Herbert is a big question of what happens with the rest of the roster. Does Velus Jones make it as a running back? He runs hard. Eberflus has said, it's a process. He just got handed this new responsibility, but he's talented. He's fast as all get out. So we're going to find out just how this roster shakes out after Thursday.